events. Joining us now is Suzanne Levine. She is I always get this wrong, Executive Director of the Chamber of Commerce. Suzanne, I'm sure I crashed to that. Good morning and welcome back to The Splash.
Good morning. How are you this morning?
Fantastic. How are you?
Great.
So
Started a big weekend.
It's a huge weekend, Labor Day weekend, of course. It's the last big splash, if you will, before we get into the fall. School's already started. Football's already going on, though. We're moving forward. And it starts off September, which kicks off a huge number of events. And one of the most notable events is your leadership breakfast coming up in a couple of weeks. You want to talk about it?
Yeah, we're really excited. The last day to register is Tuesday. And we have this fabulous speaker, Laura Graneman. She's the Vice President of Rocket Community Fund and Executive Director of Gilbert Family Foundation. She's going to talk about how the connection to Detroit is really important for the suburbs. A vibrant city reverberates into the suburbs. And, when people are fed and housed and have meaningful, jobs they can go to, it really has a positive effect on all of us. So she's amazing. And we have, of course, our good friend Rup Raj, who is always, can't seem to say no to me. I'm probably can't say that. He probably will next time. But
Come on,
so
Suzanne. Who would ever say no to you? You know, you're working so hard for the people in the community, and you got good friends, so that doesn't surprise me. You know, it's interesting as I think about our connection to Detroit right now. West Bloomfield being a community that a lot of people maybe work in the city and commute and come home to, but since COVID, people started to work at home a little bit. So maybe our connection to a lot of those employers and people traveling downtown is even stronger now because they may be half their time they may be, or all their time they may be working at home, even though they're working for some big downtown corporation.
I know there's a trend right now that hybrid, to go a couple of days into the office and the rest at home because they sort of feel that you don't get the same team spirit when you're at home as you do in an office setting. So it'll be interesting to see, what happens, going forward. I know there's that whole trend of quiet quitting. Also, we're
I like that's I haven't heard that expression, but I'm sure it's very popular. But yeah, I mean that makes sense.
right. So, we'll see what, the future brings. I mean, it's so hard to predict with the pandemic or if it's endemic. And of course, there's always going to be some new virus on the horizon. I think it's how we deal with it that's going to determine, the future for us and our children.
Well, we have an extraordinarily vibrant metropolitan area, and I think getting more vibrant every day. You take a look, I know this is a West Bloomfield show, but you take a look at our region, and you look at the Jazz Festival going on downtown, you look at Arts, Beats, and Eats, which was in Pontiac, and now is in Royal Oak. Just those two events, hundreds of thousands of people will be going to both of those events, many of them from right here in West Bloomfield. If you're traveling up north, the Bridge Walk, and then this is going to be a huge year for business in our region with the auto show finally coming back and happening in September. And that's not just something that impacts the city of Detroit, it impacts every community. So as a region, Suzanne, we are on fire right now. There's so much going on.
And we have access to the largest freshwater supply, basically in the United States. So, water is going to be one of the next big issues, along with obviously, clean energy. But, who controls the water is going to be a really big deal, going forward. We see what's going on in California with the droughts and, mandating, X amount of usage, et cetera.
Well, no, it is a big concern, and we do have a ton of fresh water here in Michigan, and it's just one of the things that makes that and the fact that we don't have any alligators, to me, makes us a really good spot to live. You can have the drought, and you can have the alligators. I'll take all the snow and the storms. And speaking of snow and storms, I just want to salute the business community because it was a heck of a week this week. With the power outages, we had 3 schools closed down. We had a lot of businesses. People, I think, did pretty good with all the traffic lights, but your businesses in the community, it wasn't an easy week for them, and they all struggled through and actually did a really good job of making the best of it.
No, absolutely. And I'm so proud of them because the ones that were really tenacious and able to hang on, I'm trying to do everything I can to make sure that, they not only survive, but thrive the next X amount of years as I'm in this position. So remember to shop local. It's a big deal. And we have so many great people, coming to our event, community leaders, and also a lot of small business owners and just people in general that want to hear what Laura has to say and an opportunity to network and connect with people that they might not have an opportunity to meet.
Okay, so you're almost sold out, I assume. Registration ends on Tuesday. Where do people go if they want to register for the
They,
breakfast?
they can go to westbloomfieldchamber.com and it's right there. They can call me at 248-626-3636 or email me at wbloomfieldchamber@gmail.com. And I'm going to do my best to make sure that everyone that wants to come is able to, be at this amazing event.
All right, well, good job putting it together. It's always a lot of fun. You've done a great job over the years getting some really good speakers. And again, you got a great lineup. We'll continue to promote it as aggressively as we can. And again, if you want more information on the Chamber, we invite you to go to their website and to get all the details. Just if you can't remember all those numbers and everything Suzanne just shared with you, just Google Greater West Bloomfield Chamber, and it will pop up. Suzanne, thank you very much for being with us today. I only got a couple of moments left. Goodbye. Thank you so much for
Great
being with us.
weekend.
Take care.